FNAF Rewritten is a FNAF 1 remake made by REMAKE on Game Jolt. Even though it's basically a recreation of the original Five Nights at Freddy's, it's actually a lot more different than you'd expect. There's a whole story here, and there's new mechanics and a final boss where you're put against Golden Freddy. This game is honestly really cool, and it's different enough from the original FNAF, which makes this a refreshing way to revisit the game. Hey, subscribe, I got some great videos. Also, please leave a comment down below if you have any suggestions on what I should talk about next. Your support really does mean a lot, so please show some support. Anyways, with all that out of the way, let's actually get into the video. So first, loading into the game, we actually get a cool opening image, and it changes every night, which is honestly really cool. I love when developers do this kind of stuff, although it is kind of a bit annoying that after you beat a night, you're taken back to the startup screen where you then have to click continue so you can play the next night. While in the original, once you beat a night, you just go straight to the next one, and once you get a game over, you then get sent back to the start screen. It's a little change, and it's more of a slight inconvenience, but I thought I'd mention it anyways. It's honestly not a big deal. So getting into the game, there's another change which I didn't really like. So in the original FNAF, you could just move your mouse while you're in the office. This is how you turn to look at the doors and stuff. But in this fan game, you have to use WASD. You know, like you're playing Minecraft. My first thought was, why? I mean, I got used to it eventually, but it's just so strange, and it's such an unnecessary change. And not only do you have to use WASD to turn to look at the doors, you also have to click the camera to, you know, use the camera. And you're probably asking, why is that a problem? Of course you have to click the camera to use the camera. In the original FNAF, you could just flick your mouse to open the camera. This might seem like a non-existent issue, and it kind of is, but you cannot understand how confused I was in the beginning. Not only did I have to use WASD to turn my head, I also had to click instead of flick. Trust me, it's a big deal. Speaking of the office, we actually have one last change, and that's the logbook on the desk. You may have noticed that there isn't a time on the top right corner. That's because you can actually check the time in the logbook. Every time the hour passes, you can hear a little scribble and the hour will be checked. I honestly think this is really cool, especially in later nights when things are slightly more hectic, so you have to take a risk if you actually want to check the time. Or if you're paying enough attention, you'd be like, oh, I heard a scribble, it's probably like 4 AM. Not only that, but there's also a really cool secret that happens if you check the logbook periodically, but we'll talk about that a little later. Other than that, this is basically FNAF. You check the cameras for Freddy and Foxy, you check the lights and shut the doors if you see the animatronics. It's FNAF. But what's cool about this FNAF game is that they move! Oh my god, body now! This is honestly insanely cool. In my opinion, it just makes it look more terrifying. And the best part about this is when you check the dining hall and there's a chance for the merry-go-round to just randomly turn on, and it's super loud, and it scared me so much, and it's so cool because you can hear it in the office, and it's less cool because if you open up the cameras, it's still really loud. For real though, I really do like how the merry-go-round just randomly turns on if you check the dining hall. It's really spooked me like the couple times when it did it. But obviously there's a slight problem because every time I checked the dining hall, I was like, it better not happen, and it happened. And once again, the merry-go-round is so loud. It helps with the ambience. It helps with like the creepy, eerie factor that FNAF is like known for, but it's just, once again, it's just really loud and annoying. It got to the point where I never even checked the dining hall anymore because I didn't want to trigger the merry-go-round. Still though, I honestly do wish they did other things like this in the pizzeria. It would have been really cool to see an arcade machine get knocked over or something. I'm honestly impressed with how the animatronics move. It's very easy to make them look weird when they move, but no, it's actually terrifying. Before we continue, I need to give you all a very secret mission. There's dogs barking in the background. Stop it. If you don't subscribe and like the video, then the dog barking in the background will eat all of your food. So don't you like food? I like food. But this dog who wants to eat all the food in the world, so you better subscribe. Oh no, the dog's coming, he's gonna eat your food. Ah! Bonnie and Chica work pretty much exactly how they did in the original FNAF. You can follow them on the camera, and if they disappear when they're right by your door, then obviously they're ready to jump out and attack you. Of course, you do actually see them walk to your door, so you do actually have some time, and you also don't necessarily need to check the camera, since all you need to do is look by your door to see if they walk by it. Of course, if they are by your door and you look away, they will jump scare you. There's also this metallic sound that you can hear when Bonnie and Chica start walking near your door, so it's a good indicator that they are headed towards your way. Though, to be honest, I'm not really sure if that's actually what's happening here, because like, from my understanding, whenever this happened to me, I heard a metallic sound, I checked the cameras, and Bonnie and Chica were in the hallway, respectively. I'm not even sure if it's real, maybe? I think I just made it up. Don't quote me on that. I'll still point it out, obviously. Foxy is also mostly the same. You have to look at Pirate's Cove and he slowly creeps out, and he actually moves, which is insane. And I'm also gonna be honest, Foxy never hit my door. I'm not sure if I'm just built different, but I swear he never left his Pirate's Cove at all. Poor Foxy is so shy. Oh no, he's cute. Though to be fair, I was checking my cameras like every 5 seconds, so maybe that's why. I stalled Foxy so much he just never got a chance to run, I guess. That's kind of funny. Last but not least, there's Freddy, and I honestly don't know how he works. The game tells you to just listen to his laugh, so I assume whenever he moves, he laughs, I guess? Whenever I heard him laugh, I just checked the cameras, and if I couldn't find him, I just closed the door. Or if he laughed like louder than usual, I also just closed the door and I just assumed he was there. Sometimes I saw him on the camera, so I just shut the door and waited till I didn't see him anymore or till he laughed again, and it seemed to work, I guess. I mean, I'm alive, so... I think in the original FNAF, you were supposed to find Freddy on the cameras and stall him like you do with Foxy, and if he was right outside your door, then you always have to keep it closed if you look at the camera, because he's just there forever, I think. But yeah, please correct me if I'm wrong, because honestly, I didn't know what I was doing, but I survived. Honestly, I never know what I'm doing. Honestly, I do kind of think this game is slightly too easy. The nights are slightly shorter than the original FNAF, and as I mentioned, Foxy never hit my door once, so it only really got complicated once Freddy was active. And oh boy, when he got active, he was active. I actually didn't die until the very end with the Golden Freddy boss, but I'll talk about that a little later. Actually, I can kind of talk about it now, but I first need to mention the story. So just like in the original, we get posters and secret missing persons pages on the walls. You can casually play the game and you're pretty much guaranteed to encounter it at least 3 times. Even more so if you're like me and you're frantically switching cameras. Another really cool part of the story is what shows up in the logbooks. When you're about to finish night 1, you get a message saying meet us tomorrow night, and it's written in yellow text. Ooh, whoa, spooky. On night 2, we get another message saying, nice to finally meet you. The others told me about you from before. However, they think you are someone you aren't. This obviously means that the spirit thinks that Mike, by the way, it says Mike on the logbook, so they think Mike is William Afton, I think. I don't know. This is pretty cool, because it actually references the sister location custom night. The next hour comes and there's a new message saying, I want to help you, but she says I should not. On Wednesday, we get a ton of new messages. It's really you. It's me. Do you remember? I want to help, but she says I should not. Freddy's going to come out tonight. Freddy doesn't move like the others, and he hides when he's at your door. Listen for his laughs. We are trapped in a room no one knows about. She won't let me forgive you, but if you find a way to let us out. Notice how the writing is now in white instead of yellow, which is very interesting. On Thursday, the yellow writing is back saying, wow, you made it to Thursday. You're almost done. I wonder if he did any other bad things. You were a terrible person, right? I wouldn't be surprised if he did other bad things. Did you know what he did to me? The others think you are him. I know you aren't, but if you didn't do anything to stop him, what makes you any different? On Friday, we get our last bit of writing. This time it's in white. She won't let me forgive you. If you want to set us free, you will have to put a code in your camera. This causes the back room of the pizzeria to open, where we find the Golden Freddy suit, and then it vanishes, reappearing into our office. And now we're on the final night. Everyone is even more active, and on top of that, we now have to deal with Golden Freddy. Golden Freddy's mechanic is actually pretty simple. They'll just sit there in your office, and once they start to move, you have to look at the cameras. Notice how the writing is actually in white again? It's telling you to look away, and it's me. Just wanted to point that out. This mechanic is really cool to add on to the final night with everything else happening. And honestly, this did cause me to die a few times. I was very frustrated because it's both an easy mechanic, but it's also a bit buggy sometimes. So you actually have a lot of time to look away, which it's very forgiving, which I'm thankful of. But what's not forgiving is that if you put up your camera and immediately put it down, you get jump scared. Because I guess Golden Freddy is still in mid-animation, so she'll kill you, I guess. This actually happened twice on different occasions, because I thought it was like FNAF 2, where you have to be super fast with the camera, but nope, you die. Another thing that happened was I got locked into Golden Freddy constantly telling me to look away, which screwed me over so many times, because I was constantly looking at the cameras and I literally couldn't stop. What happened was that when Golden Freddy told me to look away, I would put up the camera and I would check Pirate's Code, go look for Freddy on the cameras, do my usual routine, and I would put the cameras down. I don't know why, but being so frantic and looking at everything all at once caused Golden Freddy to tell me to look away again. So I went to the cameras and I did my usual check like I just did, I put the camera down, and then Golden Freddy told me to look away again. So I did that whole cycle again, I put the camera down, and it happened again. And I was stuck in this loop for so long. But thankfully I found out that as long as you just open your camera and don't change anything, and after waiting like a full second or so, you can just put it down and you're fine. No more loop, thank God. Overall though, this mechanic is kinda cool and had me die a couple times because you never know when Golden Freddy will come to life. It can happen when Bonnie and Chica are at your door, or right when Freddy has moved, so force open the cameras and you die. Or you get trapped in a loop and it will cause you to waste all your power. A lot of ways to die with this. I also think that this night is actually slightly longer, or at least it felt like it, I have no idea. Maybe it's because it took me like 5 tries to beat it. So we beat this night, and we actually have one final message. I'm sorry. I couldn't do anything. I want to forgive you. Please don't forget me. Yeah, we're fired! Woo! Yeah. Hey, look at that, a new image for the startup screen. And now that we actually beat the game, we actually get access to the extras, which is pretty cool. We get to see everything. We get to see the animatronics, the poster we didn't get a chance to read fully. We get a better look at Golden Freddy, which, yeah, honestly, this whole extras thing is pretty cool. I always love these kind of things. Though it would be even better if we can, I don't know, go inside the pizza place. I don't know why we couldn't. Like it's right there. Just, I mean, unless like the pizza place never oh my god. Wait, what if the pizza place was the friends we made along the way? I don't know. Honestly though, I really do wish we can enter the pizzeria. That would have been awesome. But I think I understand why we can't. It doesn't actually exist, maybe. Hey, thanks for watching. Please remember to like the video and please subscribe if you really did enjoy the video. Your support really does mean a lot, so please consider showing some support. Leave a comment down below what you thought. I really want to know everyone's opinion. But yeah, I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye!